Hello YouTube, back again with part 4 of the best Dishonored playthrough of all time. As you may recall, last time Lemon Punch and I had a time of it breaking into the Battle Street Gang's distillery to poison it, and a similarly rough time getting out once we realized we didn't even have the all-important rat guts yet. To be honest, I blame Lemon Punch. We pick up now on our way to go get the aforementioned guts and finish this side quest so we can finally deal with Campbell. What tomfoolery will we get up to this time? All that aside though, thanks for stopping by, and do feel free to stick around. It'd help me out a ton and you'd help yourself to some premium content, so it's a win-win. Now, on with the show. Back outside on Bottle Street, he makes his way towards our actual current objective, Dr. Galvanis' office, where we can procure the rat guts necessary to poison the distillery like we were told to do. Lemon Punch makes his way to the doctor's quickly and immediately takes to murdering 3 of his guards and a maid as collateral. As you may recall, I said elixirs would soon become a bit of a commodity, and after the last encounter, we were really hurting. But he pushed on nonetheless, wasting a dart on a rat before making his way upstairs to find our objective just out of reach behind our only weakness, a mostly glass door. As Lemon Punch thinks on how to get into the good doctor's lab, he remembers that we had 3 runes and can thus upgrade our powers. And after some deliberation, we decide on extra vitality, because we're tired of being on death's door all the time, and yes, I'm going to do that every time. With the upgrading taken care of, Lemon Punch makes his way downstairs to discover that the key we needed was on the dead maid all along. Of course, doing things the right way is for squares, so, safe with the key in hand, Lemon Punch goes back upstairs and uses a grenade to blast in a door at the end of the hall that led around to the lab. Fortunately, there was nobody left alive in the building to hear the explosion besides rats, so he makes his way in, opens the secret bookshelf door, and collects his prize. After admiring the rat corpse for entirely too long and pillaging some stuff from the lab, we at last make our way out of Galvanis' house and onto his balcony overlooking Clover Street, where we test our new ability and plummet to our deaths for a reason only the audio could have clarified. Take 2 on Galvanis' balcony. I switch to Blink, take a bit of damage on the spiked fence below, but in the end successfully make it to the ground in one piece. That is, before wandering about and stumbling into a bunch of rats ready to avenge the one whose diseased pancreas was in my possession. Barely escaping that with my life, I approach one of the City Watch's newfangled shot gates, guaranteed to cook your trespassers well done or your money back, and blow the whale oil powering it before getting fucked up by some guards and making a series of desperate blinks past them to the closest exit door, this one leading to Holger Square. It's here that I nurse my wounds, realize that I'm heading towards the Overseer, and turn back, because there's no way we're going to do all that work for Granny Rags and not get our reward. So back out to the distillery district I go, but this time we're going ninja mode. As soon as I load in, the guards that were previously chasing me were still where they were prior, and I steeled myself for death. But to my surprise, they turned around and returned to their posts, completing part 1 of the ninja stealth plan, not get killed immediately. The rest was fairly easy. First, crouch. As everyone knows, crouching is the very first thing they teach in ninja school. Next, nearly get spotted, but masterfully distract the guard and blink around him. And finally, after a bit of confusion, be home free and on our way back to the dreaded distillery. Determined to let this be the last time, I started things off just like we always had. Up the pipes, around the building, down the water tower pipes, and so, as I was saying, Lemon Punch made his way up the pipes around the building, onto the water tower pipes, and through the door with ease. As you may recall, the trap from before had already been disarmed, so he walked straight past and onto the chain leading to the rafters, across the pipes, and into the back room where we can finally put an end to this cursed side quest once and for all. Or at least, that's what we hoped, but a surprise goon put an end to that dream swiftly and brutally. Take who gives a shit anymore, I do the things. You get the gist by now. We've run the score so many times we could do it blindfolded with both hands behind our back. Suffice to say, I made it to the back room, killed this motherfucker, and made my way to the elixir still. It's somewhere around here that Lemon Punch reminds me that even though the elixirs are bootleg, they still work. Good news for two bumbling idiots who constantly don't have elixirs when they need them. So, I hook up the empty elixir vial and fill it up, securing yet another elixir for our crippling addiction. Finally, I poison the still and admire my work before finally hearing the sounds of violence behind me and discovering one of the goons pelting the indestructible iron door with firebombs in a valiant but vain attempt to kill me. And boy was he trying. Bomb after bomb he threw to zero avail, though perhaps I'm at fault a little bit. I did get close enough to take a bit of damage, which might have emboldened him. After watching this guy empty his bag of holding on the door for a full minute, I finally decided to let the man rest, putting a dart between his eyes and ending the heroic tale of Firebomb Guard F. He died as he lived, being a dumbass. With the little idiot who couldn't dealt with, it was time to make my escape. Is what I would have said if I didn't near immediately get spotted and have my face melted off like that one Nazi.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I always leave it to Lemon Punch to succeed where I fail. He poisons the well just as Granny Rags ordered and inspires Firebomb Guard F to his calling once more.
Here you are. Come on.
But we're both pretty tired of this place at this point, so he shoots Firebomb Guard and equips sleep darts to handle the rest. An idea that succeeds in keeping us alive, but did result in the use of the elixir we literally just made. Addiction's a hell of a disease, isn't it? Well, cutting our losses, Lemon Punch descends from the distillery basement victorious and simply walks across the room to the exit as all the guards were either dead or asleep downstairs in the basement. As for how things went after that, it should be self-explanatory. He ran the course just like we had a million times before and returned to Granny Rags for our reward, the third of 7 runes in the level.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint me.
Now, finally, with 47 minutes of gameplay remaining, we finally make our way to High Overseer Campbell's mansion to deliver unto him my glorious vengeance. Skipping past the boring trek to Campbell's mansion, Lemon Punch stealth kills a guy and rescues Martin, the guy I forgot Havelock told us to rescue, who tells us to do some stuff we were already gonna do, and presumably making his way to Samuel. Lemon Punch presses on into the weird street between Campbell's mansion and Holger Square, taking a quick detour to kill some guards, but tragically falling to his death, though showing me a sneaky way into the mansion. Back with Martin, I do my best to follow the path that Lemon Punch carved, using most of my dart ammo to clear the guards, and after longer than I care to admit trying to follow Lemon Punch's instructions, we finally make it onto the ledge and into Campbell's compound. Finally, after 2 hours of side questing for Granny Rags and a frankly embarrassing amount of deaths, Lemon Punch and I are within striking distance of our traitorous former BFF, the High Overseer Campbell. Will we deliver unto him his just deserts? Will we make him suffer for all the heartache he caused? Will we save What's-Her-Face's dad or whatever? Find out next time on the greatest Dishonored playthrough of all time.